Hi everyone, I'm Eric with The Starborn. Welcome to my channel. If you're searching for trending topics, business ideas, this is for you. Hey, what's up? Eric here with The Starborn, and now it's time to explore how to customize your iOS home screen. And I think you might start to notice now a lot of people customizing their iPhone home screen now. And yeah, you're able to customize your iPhone home screen now since iOS 14 is public. iPhones are out here looking like Androids, and that's why I'm here for it. So as you can tell, that is what you can do on your iOS 14 setups on your iPhone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get your setup to look like this and how you can too. I'll also put the link to everything down below in the description, so you can check it out later in this tutorial. With that being said, if you're an Android user, you might have been customizing your home screen on phones for about 10 plus years now, right? But it's kind of interesting that it's like a bit new again now, that it's available on an Apple's device. And let's dive right into this video. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 different stages of home screen customization. First, stage 1 is for beginners who never really got into much about this before, or people who just got an iPhone. Stage 2, advanced users who may be more willing to figure out something complex, take some time to explore and discover something new on their iPhone. And stage 3, former Android users, and you always love full customization. Alright, with that, let's get into stage 1 setup. Before everything starts, it's probably your iPhone home screen you used to see, a screen full of apps, rows and rows of apps and folders you hardly use now, right? So step number 1, update your iPhone to iOS 14, and this is how you download iOS 14 for those of you who haven't done it yet. All you have to do is go to the settings, go to general, go to the software update and hit install the update. It will probably take about 30 minutes, so make sure you have your phone at least 80% charged. And it's time to add some widgets now. Some beautiful and glanceable information in addition to personalization. That's the point of them, right? And what we are going to start with are some default Apple widgets. To do this, you have to go into Jiggle Mode. To go into Jiggle Mode, tap and long press on any blank area on your iPhone home screen until the app starts wiggling, which is Jiggle Mode. Alternatively, you can also tap and long press any app icon and then choose the Edit Home Screen option to customize the iPhone home screen. So I just go into Jiggle Mode and then hit the Add button in the top corner, and there's some good widgets Apple's built in. The most popular widgets might be the Photos or Notes, and the most popular app for everyone could be the Weather app with glanceable weather. Here you can pick the size of the widget you want, then add it to the home screen and place it where you want. Alright, that's it. That's the first step for beginners. Another great one that's pretty useful if you have several Apple devices is the Batteries widget. You can monitor your phone battery, the AirPods or any other wireless headphones via Bluetooth. And if you have an Apple Watch, you can also monitor your watch battery. They'll show up here, which are more glanceable. It's not clickable or anything else. It's just showing you glanceable battery information. It's literally the most basic purpose of the widget. So that's it. That's the first step. And before we get into stage 2, this is probably your iPhone home screen you used to see. A screen full of apps, rows and rows of apps and folders you hardly use now, right? And then the other thing you can use now is the app library, which allows you to hide the icons or folders or apps you don't need to be on your home screen. Oftentimes, instead of having pages of apps and folders of apps, you don't need much on your home screen. And yes, you can now get into Jiggle Mode, hit the dots at the bottom middle to get here and uncheck at home screen. So it doesn't show up anymore, and now you don't have to have unnecessary apps like you always have here. So basically it lets you hide apps, but the best part of that is it sets those hidden pages so you can bring them back whenever you want. And if you're a minimalist, here is also a pretty cool tip for you. You can actually make your only home screen now have no apps on it at all, but just your dock. So if you're under the minimalism, that is available to you now. So that's it. That's stage 1. Here are the basic tips for beginners. And let's get into stage 2. This is getting a bit more complex and advanced now. Here you might need to get into third-party widgets. Yeah, Apple already provides some great widgets, but since iOS 14 is out, developers are also starting to making their own widgets. The most beautiful, the most functional, the most glanceable information in their widgets. So there's a bunch of good ones. Here, I'm going to share some of the most popular ones. So first one, the Google widget on iOS. It's actually pretty easy to use here. You not only can just tap the bar to do a quick Google search, but you can also quickly start a voice search here, or you can start an incognito Google search. And then the color widgets and Widgetsmith are also really great and popular widget customization apps. For example, Widgetsmith itself is not really a functional app. It's a widgets customization app, so it's an app for customizing the widgets to whatever you want. So now you can really go crazy customizing exactly what you want in the widget, like how it looks, what colors and gradients you want it to be. And another cool one, color widgets. After you download it in the App Store, you are going to long press on your screen, hit the plus symbol, then you are going to search for color widgets. So then you are going to choose the size of the widget that you want. And for this one, I'm going to choose this medium size one here. Select Add Widget and then hit Done. Tap on it and it's going to launch the Color Widgets app. So once you're in here, you have all these presets, but you can customize them by just simply tapping on it and then selecting the Add Widget to whatever you want it to be. And that's literally a big change to Apple's users, right? And I'll put the links mentioned here, and if you have great ones, welcome to leave them in the comments. So I'll also update that in the comment section below. By the way, some of these widgets are probably free at their very basic function of customization. But if you want to change something like a certain color or add a certain function in the widget, then it becomes paid, like a subscription or a one-time charge or something like that. So I think that's something you should know before you dive in. So if you're getting into stage 2, you'll be able to customize your widgets and something like that. And there are lots of apps waiting for you to discover. In stage 2, you can get a little more complex and adventurous, but also a little more personalized and way more functional and way more worth it. So that's pretty much it. And now, stage 3. Probably you have seen some crazy ones with customized icons and color themes, right? But the truth is you can't really actually do custom icons yet on the iOS home screen, although it looks like you can. You've seen a bunch of crazy things, right? I know it looks like that, but what's the catch? What's going on here? They are actually Siri shortcuts. So to make one of these cool customized icons and home screen, you need the Siri Shortcuts app. So to do this, open up the shortcut, hit the Add button, and go to Add a new action. And that's going to be an Open App action. Then you can choose the app you want to open. For example, I just made this one open the clock app, and then hit the 3 dots up in the top corner and hit Add to the home screen. So now you're making what appears on your home screen. You're making your own icon. With that, you can change the title of your icon and name it whatever you want. And then you can pick an icon from your photos or your files. And if you are under the minimalism stuff, you can actually leave this name field blank just for a totally cleaner look on your home screen. And you can make it look super clean. Then once everything's all set, add it and you're able to find your new shortcut on the home screen. And when you tap on it, it opens up the clock app. But you might have noticed that when I tap on the app, it does take about half a second to open it. Now here's the downside. Because this customization with shortcuts are still just a workaround, these are still Siri shortcuts. So as you can tell, every time you open one of these apps, it has to open the Siri Shortcuts app and then use the shortcut to head over to the app. So this is a slight delay. That's one of the downsides about it. And yes, it has to go through all these processes every single time. And I know that's kind of annoying, isn't it? It takes maybe about half a second, and yeah, it cannot get faster. So every time you open one of these apps with a custom icon, you always have to go through all these processes and wait for the shortcuts to run. And one more thing, you also don't get any of those app notifications with the little red badges. So if you change a message in apps to a Siri shortcut, no badge will be there. So before you get into it, if you want to change all the messaging apps to a Siri shortcut, this is something you should keep in mind. No badge will be there. So now you know what's going on with the shortcuts happening here. So yeah, it's not the smoothest setup, but you gotta admit you could probably get one of the best looking setups on your iPhone, right? And now there are also some awesome icon tags popping up that have a bunch of icons of the same style or specific theme. I also put the links of some cool ones below for some stylized themed home screens full of Siri shortcuts. So at least you can put it to test right away without googling every single icon you want to change. Of course, you can also use the photo you've taken for an icon if you just want to change one or two. And then as you can see here, I also have a shortcut to music. I have it set up right here, so that when I tap on this, it launches one of my favorite albums. It actually has over to one of my favorite music albums in Apple Music. So I don't even have to go into the music app and search my playlist. And you'll be able to access that via the Shortcuts app. So if you go in there and you go to the gallery down here in the bottom right, it starts to help you create a shortcut through its own recommendation of the music routine. I actually got through exploring Apple Music index section. So when I hit this, it has all these different shortcuts that I could use. So this is the one that I did right here. Start playing the pre-selected playlist immediately. So if you select that, then you hit add shortcut. And now you want to choose the playlist that you want it to automatically play. And then hit done and hit both. And now it's added to my shortcuts for me to get it to my home screen. Let's tap these three dots and then hit add to home screen. And I could also customize the image for this as well. So now it's on my home screen. So when I tap on it, it's going to instantly launch that shortcut and head over to my favorite playlist. Alright, now you know how to access it and customize your home screen on your iOS 14 in 3 different stages. And that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. And hey, if this is your first time here, I'm Eric with StarBoy. Welcome to my channel. If you are searching for trending topics, business ideas, and wondering how to grow your influence online, this is for you. If you like the video, hit the like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you can follow later and stay up to date without missing everything that I'm going to share with you in the future. I'm Eric. See you in the next video.